be on the beat.
So I put it all on the table.
Well, basically, what happened is whatever it was, it messed up my esophagus. So my esophagus is closed or slightly open. You know, so therefore in that moment, it was like, it wasn't no check out, you know, I ain't really go, you know, they checked me out went to the hospital. It wasn't no extensive check out. It was just, you know, my drill sergeant was like, yeah, go to the hospital to get checked out. I really didn't know what to tell the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Because it still was like a shocking moment, you know. But I told him, like, yeah, I was choking. And then they told me I was dead. And then I got back up and I felt fine. I don't know how long I was out, but everybody thought that I was out of there. You know, so they did some tests or whatnot. But it ain't really get back to me at basic training about anything, so I just went on ahead about my business. But then after that, you know, I was, you know, every day, you know, whether it was one of the meals every day, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, one each day, I'm a choke, you know. And then I got to stick my finger down my throat and release it, you know. Did a couple more years, did 4 years in the military, 1 year reserve, you know. But yeah, I got out and came back to Florida, you know, because I didn't know how long I was gonna live for real. You know, I'm choking every day, so it's like, one of these times, what if the food don't come back up, or what if it don't come back up? So it's a nice little mind fuck for the rest of my life, you know, so to speak.
Rockstar. Well, I'm the rocks. Star. I've been flossing silly in my city, boy. I feel just like a rock star. Swerving with the Henny, boy. I'm really trippy, feel like I'm in NASCAR. I got the team with me and they drippy, looking like the winning rock star. Couple legal shooters.
It caused an acid situation in my body, and it's like you said, being in the military, and then it even goes deeper than just being in the military when you really understand what this place called America is for real, you know. And what Lucifer, you know, we hear about it in class all the time, you know, Lucifer's beef with Yahweh, you know, wanting to be considered on the same level as Yahweh, wanting to be the guy. But it's like, shit, you was created by Yahweh, so it's like, you can't necessarily be the guy, you know. And when you look at America, it's like the earth is his punishment. At the end of the day, like, what people don't understand is the earth is that room you send your bad jit to. When he acting up, he or she acting up, you send them to their room, that's earth. That's what Yahweh did to Lucifer. You know, okay, well, you could be the god of your room, you know. And then in your room, even when I was a jit on punishment, in my room on punishment, you know what I'm doing? Got these racetracks. You know, now they're remote control racetracks, right? You know, I got the remote control cars, but I'm on punishment. So we got to make this game last longer. So you know what I do? I get all my little Hot Wheel cars in the electrical racetrack where the electrical cars are supposed to go on, and I line all my Hot Wheel cars up like they in traffic. And you know, I'm imitating. I'm an only child, no brothers, no sisters. What I'm doing is I'm every motherfucker in each car in traffic. I'm picking and choosing which car I want to pass who, and all that. I'm picking and choosing the conversations going on amongst motherfuckers. But this is just me remembering something of my childhood being on punishment and what I did while I was on punishment. So, we live in America with Lucifer. I mean, like, this was his punishment, being trapped here. So, and that's just the beginning of the story. This is his shit, so to speak. Now, Yahweh still got us here, because it's still teaching being done while you're on punishment. He's still teaching Lucifer. At the end of the day, that you can't be me. But yet, still, he gave Lucifer a certain type of power here where it's like, yeah, the reason why he uses the white man, the so-called white man, is because Yahweh already used the dark bronze man. Like, it really be that simple. He can't create nothing using the dark bronze man that's original. So he got to use the beige man. You know what I'm saying? So then, you get into using the beige man to destroy the dark bronze man, so then I can finally be considered God, because I'm going to use the beige man to create robots. and then I'm gonna get rid of some of them too. But just the way of thinking that he has, because he wants to be God over everything. So it's like, just to go back into what you're saying, when it's like being in the military, who the military owned by? Like, we've been being tested on. Who America owned by? We've been being tested on. But these bodies are built a certain kind of way to where they are able to withstand a whole lot. Imagine if we ate correctly like we were supposed to be eating. Will we really be dying at 75, 80 years old? Or will we probably be dying about 175, 180 years old? Of course, everything still comes down. We ain't living to be 900, 800, 700 no more. But then, just think about it. If we was just to put in our system, off jump, from birth, what we were supposed to be putting in our system, will we really be dying right before 100, 25 years before 100, 55, 65? Or will we be living a little far past 100? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So there's chemicals and different things that, yeah, it get deep. And like, when I can't, like, I was choking on nothing at all. No food, no nothing came up out of my system. It's just saliva. And it's like my curse for living was choking for the rest of my life. And going through every day, damn near losing my life. But I don't guess I should look at it as a curse, so to speak, more of a purpose. Because I really ain't had to be here. Like, I was out of there. I suppressed a lot of memories. I just really kind of started thinking about this shit maybe a couple years ago, a few years ago, because I had to break things down to my children since they got a certain age. But I had suppressed a lot concerning what happened to me,
Stuff that don't wear off, it don't fade. Now it lasts for all these crazy days, these crazy nights. Whether you wrong or you right, but mama can still love you, still feel you, still there for you, no matter what. With unconditional love. Listen to my truest thoughts, my truest feelings on my peers doing years beyond drug dealing. How many caskets can we witness before we see it's hard to live this life without?
It's like, me, I'm like a man's man, so I don't like showing weakness, but at the same time, around a woman, I'm able to be affectionate, I'm able to shed tears, and really become that man she need me to be, like when I got to be on that level. But then just all in all, for the woman only. But all in all, like as a man, and me raising my boys and me being like, yeah, it's like, I went through my whole military time. I ain't go to the hospital till it was about time for me to get out, because I ain't want to be considered, like a worthless soldier.
What's in your mind? What's on mine? Somebody dying. My brother told me don't crash. Man, I'm trying. Police at the door, like you went home. Just be quiet.
And also seeing how they treated soldiers that had health issues, or always going to sick call, or always in the hospital. They kind of treated you like you were useless, and they'll, be like they'll have just a reaction towards you like that just don't feel. And in that moment, I know it's also me protecting myself from, snapping on them to the point I get in some trouble, and it affect me when I get out the military, because they, they could be real, just I can't explain it, but derogatory, but low-key derogatory. It's like a real slick, but they just treat you like you're useless, and they say certain shit and they can get away with it because they outrank you, and you still got to respect them. Like, you watch this shit, you watch how they treat soldiers who can't keep up with the PT test and steady lagging behind, or steady failing the PT test. They'll talk to you a certain kind of way and make you feel less than less than a man or less than a woman. But it's still part of their way of motivating you as well. But, that don't work for everybody. But, I'm trying to dodge that, because it ain't about you making me feel a certain kind of way. It's about, what you gonna make me do. Thinking you could talk to me like that, you know what I'm saying, when we got this uniform on. Just because we got a uniform on and you got some lines on your goddamn shoulder that say you outrank me, or you a non-commissioned. I don't give a fuck about that shit when you disrespect me, or you. So it was like, I'm playing that mind game, like, well, shit, I just ain't even going, I signed this for 4 years. I'm just going to try my best to ride it out, and get it handled on my way out to see what it is.
Was like Batman and Robin. So many haters can't get them off me. Been thugging, and I know that you hated, mama. I'm sorry. The hardest part is to get back to making progress.
When my body went left and I went to the VA and got diagnosed, that's when they did the procedure called the balloon effect, where they put me to sleep. They stick the shit down my nose and down my esophagus and into my stomach. But that's how they got it opened up a little bit. And then they started giving me medication. Now, that first medication they was giving me was crazy. It was fucking with how I went to the bathroom. It was fucking with my sex drive, so to speak, But then they finally got me on omeprazole, and that's what I've been on omeprazole for the last few years, or been on omeprazole for the last 7 years, and that's supposed to help keep the acid down, so it doesn't build up and close my esophagus or cause throat cancer.
I'ma keep spitting this heat till they body bag me. If they body bag me, listen, I'm Lazarus Easy, Mr. Reddit. Yes, I'm on your blacklist. Person of interest, but a higher fish to find him. Yeah, my uncle murdered Goliath. Read the fine print. Into the game to end all games. I'm the cold.
As far as the juicing, 2017, that was when I finally came across Dr. Sabi and Yada, because at the hospital when I got diagnosed, they ain't really like going deaf, so to speak, concerning my health condition and the changes I really needed to make. They just told me like a few things, like, yeah, you gotta drop the soda, you can't fuck with the dairy products too tough, gotta drop the tomato-based products. And like I said, they didn't go into depth, so I did cut out the soda. I did cut out the tomato-based products. Every now and then, I'll fuck up, but for the most part, I cut that stuff. The dairy, I wasn't doing too much dairy like that neither, but my body still was going through hell. You know what I'm saying? So finally 2017 come, and and through all the research I was doing spiritually, Yahuah finally allowed me to come across Yada Awakening and Dr. Sabi. And then I started listening to them about the herbs, because both of them, nutritionalists, herbalists, you know what I'm saying? So I started listening to them, and that's when I started to realize what I needed to do concerning my body. That's what I also started to realize, like, oh, these motherfuckers purposely got us eating things that our bodies are not supposed to eat. Yahuah created these bodies to run a certain way based off a specific type fuel, which is the alkaline environment. That's the fuel. Now, it ain't that we can't survive eating meats, but it takes a toll on our body eating too much meat. And if we're going to eat meat, he even laid it out in the scripture. You look at the meats that he fed to the people, them basically him telling you these the meats that safe for you to eat: lamb, quail, and fish. That's what he fed to the people. So it's like, if you're gonna eat meat, that just let me know, okay, them the meats that's easier for the body to digest. He fed that to the people. Now he did say everything was edible. So he's not saying that you can't eat these meats, but the thing is, you can't eat that meat more than you eat the vegetation. Matter of fact, the majority of our intake must be the vegetation.
For the holy place with frankincense, we out of their reach. It's a waste of time you talk to them. It's levels to this, you gotta chill with who comprehend. It's a headache dealing with motherfuckers who don't listen. The ignorance of sickness gotta create distance. My step back like Wardell, I'm in my bag with it. What them haters say.
So looking at that, now I go in and start to understand, like, oh, okay, so now you talking about me having a body more sensitive than most, which is why with the things, of course, that we really had no choice of what we are eating, we don't understand all the way what these things are doing to our body, so to speak. We don't even understand we ain't supposed to eat this shit like this. Your mama cooking it for you, your daddy cooking it for you, your grandma cooking it for you, everybody cooking it. But they tell you to eat your vegetables, but then it's like, you don't know the whole plate's supposed to be vegetables and fruits, to tell you the truth, when it comes to our body functioning properly for a long period of time. We not even realizing that through the food that they have us eating is slowly shutting down our system. It hit me early, because my body, like I say, probably was more sensitive than most. And it messed me up, you know. So, and then it lets you know just how sturdy Yahweh created these bodies for us to continuously be putting the wrong thing in it. And then to go out in the air and them putting all different types of chemicals in the air. And then to be going to these hospitals and not knowing, taking all these shots in the body. And then, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff going on, attacking our bodies, and we still able to walk around here, wake up, function. Yeah, we get to about 75, 80 years old and it start to shut down, you know. But up until then, you know, it's pushing, you know. So it's like, so just imagine if we understood the fuel we were supposed to be putting in our body and we was eating mostly alkaline environment, there would be no obesity. You know what I'm saying? There would be none of these health issues. A lot of cancers are man-made. They got labels for them. They know the names of them, and they have cures for them. You know, get deep. It damn sure get deep. But yeah,
Saying we gotta rise above dealing with foes. $1 million worth of gain coming from the throne. Bless these haters despite they fucking jealousy. They know not what they do, the insecurities. This is why they never compete. We in different leagues. I won't mention that I'm the GOAT, see that's up to the people. But match up on me one-on-one, of course the story different. Welcome to the trenches, this where we alter your mental. Yeah, we testing your mental, let's see what.
but yeah, 2017. When I started, and then that's when I cut out the pork. You know, I cut down on how much chicken I was eating. I cut out on fried foods with flour. If I did fry anything, it'd be with coconut oil and breadcrumbs, so to speak, or I'll bake it. Started eating more fish instead of pork. Started eating lamb if I had a craving for pork. But then, you know, just a lot of salad, a lot of water. Had got into a decent exercise routine. I did well in 2017. I lost 40 pounds. You know, I was still having certain shit going on in my body, you know, but I had a lot more energy. You know, and then I got into that a pretty toxic relationship, you know, and that kind of set me back a little bit for a couple years, you know. Now, you know, I done got a juicer, you know what I'm saying, so I'm pretty much down to probably like one meal a day, and then the rest of the day I'm kind of drinking water. I'll drink some lemon tea, lemon water. And then, you know, I get a bunch of fruit, take it through that juicer, and I'm sipping on that juicer. You know, it's what I've been doing the last month. You know, trying to get back to 2017. I'm on the route now. That journey started in 2017. I just picked it back up. In 2021, and really just kind of seeing more progress now in 2022, 2023, you know. So yeah, I'm on that path right now.
Painted this one crazy.
I ain't trying to cry no more. I ain't gotta be here no cause punch, dribble, the pull up open, I'm so fresh. I'm well dressed, they call it drip, so we murdered that. Red carpet, yeah, we walking around that. But pour out a little liquor on it for Bernie Mac. I purposely shoot over their head, they thinking it's cat. Yeah, I'm only selling per nick, this is the trap. Loose ends, always gotta get rid of those. New friends, just make sure they ain't snitching, yo. I'm just saying, we gotta rise above dealing with foes. $1 million worth of gain coming from the throne. Loose ends, always gotta get rid of those. New friends, just make sure they ain't snitching, yo. I'm just saying, we gotta rise above dealing with foes. $1 million worth of gang coming from the throne. When you come from the gutter, you appreciate the peace. Reminiscing about all the people who died at thee. I settle for nothing less than what I'm supposed to be. Never reveal none of the secrets I'm supposed to keep. Well balanced, never the one to spill the tea. It's all gossip, that shit is never concerning me. I'm just a psychiatrist trying to get them to kill the beef. You never been hunting before, you load the rifle like this. You hold the rifle like this, hold your breath, pull the trigger. For peace to be still, sometimes you let the cat peel. You see the Bible do it when they never gotta do it. Yup, the agenda push to populate the hood. R.I.P. to Trayvon Martin, follow them through the hood. Them crackers are wrong for this, you got to know who really the crooks. Learn how to play chess, chill in the cup, be like the rook. They rarely see the check, they come to you using the rook. Loose ends, always gotta get rid of those. New friends, just make sure they ain't snitching, yo. I'm just saying, we gotta rise above dealing with foes. $1 million worth of gang coming from the throne. Loose ends, always gotta get rid of those. New friends, just make sure they ain't snitching, yo. I'm just saying, we gotta rise above dealing with foes. $1 million worth of gang coming from the throne. I call it how I see it, that money breed envy. I'm out of the rock, where we kinda hustle a different. We chill over here where the marijuana in the breeze. We still dodge the 5-0, we still die in these streets. We still praying for the better days, it gets harder to see. But we hustle, find a way to ball every season. Giving these crackers more of a reason to hate that we breathe. Talk about MJ over Craig Elo for the game winner. This is awfully clear, who really superior. It's not mysterious, very simple, they killing us. Yet they fearing us, they don't want us to gear up. They don't want us to ground attack them with the spears up. Remember how they spear us, talk about deep cuts. Now they call it the deep post. Brady, he lead us. Ain't no rings being won here without us. Lake Jewel from the bottom where we come from. Loose ends, always gotta get rid of those. New friends, just make sure they ain't snitching, yo. I'm just saying, we gotta rise above dealing with foes. $1 million worth of gang coming from the throne. Loose ends, always gotta get rid of those. New friends, just make sure they ain't snitching, yo. I'm just saying, we gotta rise above dealing with foes. $1 million worth of gang coming from the throne. This shit so tough, nigga. Yes, sir. Free AR, man.